Recently, we got this Champion 8500 watt generator. It's rated for 7,000 watts when running gas and 8,500 starting watt. It can run on either gas or propane, and it costs around $1,950, which is actually like the same price of a lot of power stations we talk about here on the channel. So is it worth buying a gas generator that costs a lot of money over time with like gas and maintenance, or is it worth spending that same money on a power station that will pay for itself over time? Welcome back to the lab where our opinions cannot be bought. Believe it or not, we have been using gas generators for over 235 years. The very first generators were actually called gasifiers. They were developed to convert solid fuels into usable energy, like using wood or coal and changing it into gas, which you would then use to turn engines and power generators. They were used in the industrial scene for a very long time and are actually even still used today. In World War II, they became a lot more prevalent. So now we've taken that technology from those big industrial machines, and over the last couple of years, they have turned electric. These things are known as a portable power station, and they do everything a gas generator can do, but with no gas. Power stations do the same things as gas generators, but not a lot of people have them. And that's because the technology is so new. Lots of people don't even know how they work or trust them. That doesn't mean though that they're incapable of hitting those gas generator numbers. So today in this video, we're going to talk about how we can get the same power as this gas generator out of a portable power station for as cheaply as possible. As always, we'll leave links down in the description to all of these products and any codes we can get you from the companies to save you guys some money. And also, if none of these power stations work well for you, we actually do have a power station quiz. It'll take you like 30 seconds. It'll give you an instant recommendation on stuff we would actually recommend. But for right now, let's just jump into a comparison between the Champion 8500 and the Pecron F5000. So this is the best comparison we have here at the lab. First, starting off with this Champion 8500 generator. It has 7,000 running watts on gasoline. It runs for 14 hours at a 25% load, and it's rated for 8,500 starting watts. It has a 7.7 gallon tank, and the price is $19.50.
On the other hand, we have the Pecron F5000. It has a 7,200 watt inverter. It has a 5,120 watt hour battery. It can take 6,400 watts of solar input. It has a 50 watt idle consumption, and it costs $19.99.
Here are a list of things that most people want to keep running during a 24-hour outage. Things like your fridge, CPAP, sump pump, router, and even your lights. And during a 24-hour outage, here's what the wattage numbers would look like for a regular American home. Your fridge would consume about 1,300 watt hours. Your CPAP machine would consume about 800, assuming you sleep for like 8 hours. If your sump pump was running all the time, it would consume around like 633 watt hours. Your router would use around 288 watt hours, and your lights would be around like 100. So in total, that's 3,121 watt hours within the span of 24 hours. So based on our math, this generator, the Champion 8500, would run around 30 hours during this outage on one tank of gas. Whereas with idle consumption on the F5000, after 24 hours, we would have used 4,369 watt hours with idle consumption, meaning there'd only be around 751 watt hours left in the battery. The Pecron wouldn't last the full 30 hours, it would be more around like 28.5, which is less, so the gas generator would last longer. But the silver lining here for the F5000 is that the Pecron actually charges with solar. If you have 2,000 watts of solar panels, it will charge in around 2.5 hours. And to get that many panels, you can get them for like $1,000 from companies that we use like Signature Solar. Here's something I really want you guys to understand. That same $1,000 that you would spend on solar panels gets you around 22 tanks of gas on the generator. We used California gas prices, and as of right now, it's early 2026, so we know that it's high. But during the current state of the world right now, it's probably only gonna get higher. The point is, after those 22 tanks, you could have bought your 2,000 watts of solar panels and you would have broke even. So once you pass this point, your solar is completely free. Your generator, on the other hand, still needs maintenance, like it needs more gas, it needs oil changes, gasket replacements, carburetor cleans, everything to keep it running, whereas the power stations don't need any of that. So not only can you charge your Pecron with 2.5 hours of sun, which by the way, most places in America get around 4 peak hours of sun. That means sun directly on your solar panel all the time. But the Pecron F5000 does a great job at doing way more than just the generator. And to me, the main thing is that you can bring the power station inside your home and there's no fumes, there's no loud noises, you're not going to keep your baby awake. It can just run your home silently. Another great point is that you can use it as a UPS system. Basically what UPS means is when your grid goes down and there's no more power coming into your house, the power station will kick on and really quickly turn everything back on. Most of the time, like on this Pecron F5000, it's just immediate and you don't even know the power turned off. They're also great not just inside your home, but in like an RV, camper, in the back of your truck, or even going to a job site and you need to run your power tools. There's so much more that you can do with the portable power station that you can't do with the gas generator. But we aren't saying power stations are perfect. Gas generators do serve a purpose. Like we live in a place that actually gets a winter, and when there's no sun, we need to have a gas generator to charge our power stations or just run our houses. But for the majority of people, a power station actually makes the most sense.
Another fun little trick that you can use is actually if you don't want to use solar to charge your power station, you can use a small generator like this to charge it up. And this is actually something that I do because typically when we have power outages, it's an overcast day, there's no sun to recharge this anyways, and you can pick up little generators like this for super cheap. So all you do is literally plug your AC outlet into the front of a generator like this. You can fire this thing up. And then once this thing is running, it will charge up your power station. The cool thing about doing this is that you don't need sun and you don't have to have a generator running like this all day. The biggest win with something like that is that when you have a generator running when your power is out, you have to listen to this non-stop. Even if you just have a sump pump plugged in and it's running like once an hour, the generator is outside running all the time. I personally run a setup like this. I run my generator for about 2 hours a day during like a 24-hour day to charge my power station. My power station lasts about a day. So every day I run a generator for 2 hours max and then I'm done, which is a super nice, cheap way to actually go about using and incorporating a generator like a gas generator into your portable power setup.
So at the start of this video, we already covered the Pecron F5000 and why we love it so much, but in case you weren't listening, here are a couple bullet points so you can make your own decision. Basically, it is a 5,120 watt hour battery, it has a 7,200 watt inverter, and a 9,000 surge. If you want to go watch this video on it, you can go check it out on the Solar Lab. We did a whole video reviewing this thing, and basically when it comes to options in this category, this one is definitely our favorite. And then moving on to 2 other ones we would recommend as well. Next up is this Anker SOLIX F3800 Plus. It's really good in our opinion because it does have a nice carrying handle and these wheels that make it really easy to maneuver around. It does have slightly less running watts at 6,000, but the same surge as the F5000 at 9,000. This F3800 is the Plus version, so it has the better input for the solar, which is about 3,600 input, where the normal one is around like 2,400. The normal one is priced at $1,899 on Shop Solar, and this one is slightly more. This one's expandable up to 29 kilowatts, which is awesome. There is a bunch of charging ports on the side. The Plus has this 30 amp and a generator lock, but the normal one just has 2 240 volt plugs. Again, we have a full review video on the channel if you want to go check that out as well. And now we're going to move on to the Jackery Explorer 5000. Okay, so now we have the most expensive of the bunch, the Jackery Explorer 5000. This one does have the suitcase handle and the really easy to maneuver wheels. It is exactly like the F5000 with 7,200 running watts, but absolutely kills the F5000 in surging watts at 14,400, basically double. It has 5,040 watt hours of battery capacity, but it's priced at $2,849 with our code. Just like we were saying, there is another review video on this on the Solar Lab if you want to go check that out. We really liked it when it first came out, so it might just be worth the price. If it were me, I'd honestly go with the F5000. It's $49 more, and there's so many more upsides in my opinion. Again, if you want to go watch a video directly on this unit or any of the units I mentioned before, they'll be down in the description so you can check them out. Otherwise, like we said, if you hate all of these power stations we just talked about, there is a link in the description about our power station quiz that's going to give you a tailored recommendation exactly for your needs, and it'd be something that we'd recommend. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out and stay charged.